love your neighbor. So if we pull that up, the two great commandments, let's look at them again, because if everything is going to hang on these, let's make sure we really have dug into what they are. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. And love your neighbor as yourself. It's not very clear. What I mean is, it says what, but it doesn't say how. And can you really just, in any other situation, if I said, hey, nice to meet you, this is me, Curtis, here's my friend from high school who is coming in, and can you love him? Can you just tell somebody to love someone? Can we really command? If love is commanded, is it really love? It's like, hi, I love you so much because my boss told me I had to love you. Is that love? So there must be more to this, because these are marching orders, but there's not execution inside of them. And the inside of them is the key phrase, because always, in the words of Jesus, there is something inside them. We hear he's telling a story about how somebody finds something precious in a field, and so they sell the field. They sell everything they have to buy the field. This is not about land ownership and economics. Inside that is a story about the value of heaven, the value of the state of mind and heart that we call heaven, and how that is worth putting everything else aside to pursue. Everything has something inside it when Jesus is speaking. And New Church theology gives us a look inside. Even these, the great commandments, so you would think you might be able to take at face value, there is actually inside them the key to doing them. We're going to take this is going to be 3 parts out of a little number out of the book Heaven and Hell that explain what's inside these really important, really great commandments. So, this is how it begins. In heaven, so in the state that we're supposed to get to, in the place, which is somewhere you can be right now, by the way. Heaven is not just an afterlife thing. It is a way that you relate to people. It is a way that you relate to your conception of God. It is a standard of living. It is really a state of love and faith. In heaven, loving the Lord, what is it? What does it really mean to love the Lord? Loving the Lord does not mean loving him for the image he projects, but loving the good that comes from him. It says, first, seek God's kingdom and its justice, and you will gain all. You may have heard several translations of that phrase, but it's this clarity, because we have these problems, we have these hurdles we're trying to overcome, we have these challenges in our life. What do you go at first? Seek God's kingdom and its justice. And not saying, and the rest of this stuff doesn't matter, give it up. No, that can come, but it's got to come this way. And I think that this is a great description of the impact of the 2 great commandments and what they can do for us. I noticed that you dropped your wallet and it's got money in it, and I really want that money, and there's a couple things I think I could do with that. Wait. I know what it feels like to lose your wallet. It feels awful. And the best thing in the world is the feeling of, hi, what? Somebody put it in the lost and found, and I can come get it. That feeling of my life is restored. So I know that. I was told you're supposed to love your neighbor as yourself. I wouldn't want that to happen to me. Because you told me, I'm pointing to the truth. Pretend it's up there somewhere. Because you told me, I'm going to go and do this. And that's what it is to love the truth, intend the truth, and do the truth. And that's really important, because you can't always, you need a compass out there. It's too difficult to just continually try to source things out of your in-the-moment inspirations. If you don't have these rules, these principles, these divine precepts to live by, you're going to be at the mercy of the whims of how you're feeling that day. And in a lot of situations, you're just going to have a real ethical dilemma. What is the right thing to do? So to love the truth is to say, that is something that I am going to hang all the rest of my decision-making on. I'm going to try in my best in this moment to follow that truth. And why I think you find this inside love of the neighbor is that to love these great truths is how you love people. Those things. So if I am having a situation at work where I don't know how to deal with a coworker, the more that I'm going to love and tend and do what is true. And when some goodness shows up, treat it like it's the divine. That will give me the best shot at getting through that. Whatever it is in life, if we can approach it through this lens that says, that the Lord is giving me what is good and what is true, and I'm following and being moved by that and looking for that as the highest impetus of spiritual practice, as the most important thing. The lawyer asked God, what's the most important thing? And God said, these 2 commandments. And everything else hangs on that. So, as we go through the everything else in life, let's make sure we hang it on this. How in this situation can I love what is good and love what is true, and through that be able to love everyone as we are commanded by God.